So the uterus is the part that the baby is, that's the bag that the baby is in.
The plush hot tub.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the vagina is the canal that it comes out of.
I think we all know what So we lit off some powder cannons for a gender reveal last weekend, and boy, oh boy, was it a bad weekend to do that. Apparently, did you guys hear about this? Some idiot had like a pyrotechnic, like fireworks gender reveal in California on a weekend where it's 115 degrees, and guess what? It started a fire.
You think?
The next morning, we had ash on our deck and our porch, and like the whole world was red and smoky. Oh my goodness.
I know it.
It's like the whole world was an Instagram filter.
You know, it never occurred to me that something like that could be so dangerous.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we had like a little, just like a puff of powder.
Ours was like a puff of powder.
I imagine this is like a
firework.
Basically a firework, smoke sparks thing. But yeah, I mean, some people get really extra with the gender reveals.
Okay, so I read an article that was about like all the super extra gender reveals that went awry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So apparently there was one in Texas where somebody put colored water in like a prop plane, like one of the irrigation planes that like goes over the crops and stuff. And so they had a bunch of people.
All the tomatoes turned blue?
No, the plane crashed.
No.
I know.
No.
Isn't that terrible?
That's a big twist ending.
I know, but
no.
I don't know if it was like because it was the color, because the water was a different color.
Yeah.
I'm sure it had nothing to do with that. But like there's some reporter out there trying to find all the terrible gender reveals that went so badly.
Oh my goodness. I mean, the whole thing is so silly in the first place because the baby could be any gender they want to be.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, gender is a construct. Basically, like
it's really more
of like a sex reveal or a genitalia reveal.
Right. It's kind of just theatrics.
Yeah.
In many ways. I mean, it certainly was for us.
It's sort of like an extension of a baby shower.
Yeah.
It's just a way to get your friends to give you more gifts.
It's a way to get your friends to get excited.
Yeah, right.
And I don't know.
Worked.
We
were trending on YouTube.
That's true.
And the #1 kids and family podcast. Thank you, Baby Steps Nation.
Thanks, guys.
You're out there. Actually,
we really appreciate it.
Today's episode is going to be all about reading your stories and reacting to your questions, because I'm already reading a lot of these comments on YouTube and all the 5-star reviews that people left us. Mm-hmm. I love this community. It's so awesome.
You guys are being so kind, and this is exactly what we need in a community of, parents and people who are just talking about the real things that are happening with pregnancy and with raising kids.
Not the cute gender reveals on Instagram, which I mean, it's true. We all wore white.
We wore white,
and
we had blue powder on us.
We know what the people want.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Can we talk a little bit about your look today?
You mean my mustache?
Yes, your
mustache.
Mustache?
If you're watching on YouTube, I am still sporting the mustache. 24 hours became a week. Honestly, I've kind of like I've normalized it a little bit.
You have? I feel like I have too. I see you walking out of the bathroom and I'm like, oh.
Oh, wow. Oh, my.
Who's that? Sexy Midwestern dad.
Oh, I'm a hot Midwestern dad. Wow. Look at my tight jeans and supporting kids going to baseball games.
Yeah. Little league. Woot woot.
Yeah. I drive a soccer van.
Do they call them
minivans?
Yeah, minivan. No,
soccer mom minivan.
I think actually, I feel like you would
dad.
drive a Suburban or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like.
Oh, I pulled the.
No, do it.
Well, I pulled the station wagon around the back. Good to get to the airport at least 4 hours early.
Yeah.
And have a nice croissant while we're waiting.
Mm-hmm.
I call
sausage
them,
biscuit.
A sausage biscuit? Would you like? You know, I might go to Mickey D's, get some sausage biscuits. So you think I would drive a Suburban, just like a giant, just insanely large gas guzzler?
Okay, I went to college in Minnesota.
Oh, that's true.
And I dated a guy who was from Minnesota.
Yeah, drove a Suburban.
Well, no,
had a mustache.
His dad.
Weird feelings that you're having.
His dad drove a Suburban and had a mustache.
Even weirder feelings.
I didn't really connect those two things.
So you kind of like were into his dad a little bit?
No, that's
but like just
not
even,
not even close. I don't even want to go there. I don't even want to go there. Like mentally, don't even make my mind go there.
Okay. Right. Focus on the baby. Focus on growing a perfect little human.
Really, the stash just makes me think of like starched jeans that are really tight on your butt.
Crisp booty.
Crisp booty jeans.
Yes. How are my jeans today?
They're pretty crisp. You got some pretty crisp, but they're not starched. Those are stretchy jeans.
These are stretchy. Yeah, they're basically a degree off from jeggings.
Yes, you're wearing. I mean, honestly, are those my jeans?
I think they might be. They are made well.
They are.
And
they could
I have one
well
pair
be.
of Madewell jeans, and you have about 40. So just odds are.
They're probably mine.
A mistake happened.
This might be a good time to tell our audience that Ned and I share clothes.
We really do. We're the same size, which now this has been so difficult for us.
Because I'm not the same size.
You tried wearing one of my t-shirts the other day, and it didn't fit.
I know. It was really sad.
Very sad.
Very sad. It's been a lot of fun being married to you and being able to share clothes. I feel
share shoes.
We share shoes.
We're basically the same
we
shoe
share
size.
Shirts. We share.
The only thing we don't share is underwear, really.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess we could.
Only something, on occasion.
I guess we could. I just prefer to wear my own underwear.
Yeah, same. But then again, in these Try Guys videos, later today, I think I'm gonna wear ladies' underwear. But no, a very exciting thing is here at week 25, you just did the closet swap. You just finally took out all of your clothes that weren't fitting, put in all of the maternity dresses, all the things that made you feel good.
Yeah,
how did that feel?
That's a really good call out. I think it kind of changed my life.
Really?
Because I was getting to the point where we were doing so much shooting, I don't know, we've been shooting some things for YouTube and we've been shooting these podcasts.
Right,
and it's been a struggle to find something to wear. It really has, because most of my closet is non-maternity clothes.
Right, you were in that in-between phase.
Yeah, I was in that in-between phase where I could get away with wearing, like my regular jeans, maybe with just the top unbuttoned, and they have these things called like belly bands or pregnancy bands that you just sort of put over your jeans, and it kind of holds them up and distracts from the fact that your jeans are unbuttoned. They're kind of great. I recommend them to anybody who wants to just have a big meal or something. But so there was a period of time before now that I could get away with wearing just my regular clothes, like kind of a regular t-shirt with my regular jeans, and maybe everything was just a little bit tight, but I could get away with it. But not anymore. Not anymore. I put on my jeans the other day and I was like, this is not going to work. It's just uncomfortable.
Right.
You can squeeze into anything, but why? Why do that?
They make them different for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
You got a giant belly strap, stretchy band.
Yeah. And it's getting to the point where the belly's getting hard, because there is a child in there with bones and stuff. And so
that's still it freaks me out.
That it's hard.
That's hard, and also that there's a child inside. It's what? It blows my mind when I see he's been moving now lately. Oh, I can finally say he. He's been moving, and I'm looking at your belly, and it's like I feel like it's an alien or something.
Sometimes I feel similarly.
Let me out.
Yeah. Like last night after dinner is typically a really good time to get a lot of good movement.
And we're sure it's not just gas.
I'm pretty sure it's not just gas. I'm 85% sure
We're not
it's not
100%
just gas.
sure. Like, it could be a little gas.
But like you saw it for yourself. Like I don't think that gas could move like that.
No, well, I mean, if it does, we
Something's
got other
wrong.
issues.
Something's wrong. Yeah. So somebody needs to go to the doctor. No, like you could see like large movements of probably heads and knees and that sort of thing, which is super exciting. Okay, one thing that I wanted to mention today was I switched over my closet, and I've been feeling a lot better about just sort of life in general because it's a little bit easier to get dressed in the morning. But something that I have been working on this pregnancy is just being kind to my body. I've told you that, you know, and I want to say it aloud because I need to keep myself honest. You know, I'm used to being very hard on my body and, you know, working out and pushing myself and, you know, just there are times in your 20s and your early 30s, there are times in any time in your life when you're just like, I can do this. I can go with no sleep. I can, you know, I'll eat super healthy and lose a lot of weight and work out really hard, you know.
Hike to the top of the mountain.
Right, exactly. Like I will push my body to do something, and I appreciate my body for being able to do that. But now is a time when I have been kind of struggling and dealing with these issues that my body is having with the short cervix and everything like that. And I find that I've been very tired. I've been getting headaches, you know, and I went to the doctor the other day and she said, you know, you need to just do like 2 things a day and then just rest. You know, like I'm not exactly on bed rest, but I kind of am. And so I just need to
couch rest, chair rest,
desk rest. I need to reframe my perspective on what my body can do. And just be kind.
I think that's a really introspective thing that you've realized, and something that a lot of other people can take away.
Yeah.
If you're not being kind to your body, the alternative is you're being too hard on yourself, and you're feeling like you're not meeting some expectation you have for yourself. But if you can tell yourself it's okay, give yourself a break and forgive yourself for not being the person that you are before, because you're not.
Because you're growing a child.
Yeah, you're growing a child.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah. There's also all this societal pressure to like bounce back after pregnancy.
Right.
And, you know, I worked out through the first pregnancy. And then of course Wes came early. And so I feel like I was able to bounce back pretty fast. And I like deep down, I was really proud of myself for that. I think this time it's going to be a lot harder.
Yeah.
This pregnancy is going to be a lot harder on my body. And I need to take that pressure off myself to bounce back immediately.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Like, where does that pressure come from? Why do I feel so much external pressure to look completely as the same after your body has gone through this process? You know?
It may be Instagram, celebrity photos and stories of it's like, wow, look at like Beyonce going on tour after a baby, like, oh, in only 3 months or something. Like, well, she also like had a personal trainer, like chef, nutritionist, and like was working multiple hours a day on it.
Right.
It kind of sets an unrealistic expectation. And also, I mean, Beyonce looked amazing and crushed it on that tour. Like, we know where we were when Lemonade dropped.
Yeah, no, fair.
But I think, yeah, it's like there's a lot of unrealistic expectations. Because, I mean, think about what you're not going to necessarily post on Instagram the kind of the low part.
Right.
You're going to post like the one where you feel good and you're
Right, where the
wow.
bump looks cute. You know,
Right.
it doesn't look like, for anybody, I mean, honestly, this is for anybody who has been pregnant, who hasn't been pregnant. There's this look to your bump that is like the cute bump.
Right.
You know, it's like, it's tight and high. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Even your bump needs to be
Even your bump needs to be
looking
cute.
a certain way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like, you know,
Can't handle it.
you see on like Pinterest and Instagram, you see this like this cute bump, right? It's tight and high, and like, you know, depending on the size of the woman, it's like bigger or smaller, but that is not what a pregnancy bump looks like. Right? Especially like so I was actually talking to my doctor about this yesterday, and I was telling her that I felt like the baby was sitting really low, you know, and she was like, "Oh, that's just second pregnancy. Like first pregnancy, he was higher because everything was tight. Everything was tight, and everything was like, you know, he was just trying to make space in there. And so that's why you had this cute little bump, you know, but this
It's
time
like barely
in
there.
Yeah. But this time your body it like knows what it's doing, and those muscles are relaxed. And so it's lower and it's saggier.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It's not a
Can't
cute
put that on Pinterest.
It's not a cute bump this time. It's not a cute bump this time. And that is, again, something that I have been struggling with. And so this closet renew has been a good thing for me.
Yeah. Do you feel like people don't understand that?
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because it's even something that you didn't understand here until
I talked to my doctor about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, why is my bump not cute?
Well, I have news for you, Ariel. Your bump is very cute. You are a beautiful, resplendent, wonderful, pregnant woman. You are taking such good care of that baby in that plush jacuzzi.
Oh, you're so sweet. I love how you've switched from velvet bag to a plush jacuzzi.
Oh yeah, plush jacuzzi. Perfect temperature.
I love that. Well, thank you, sweetie. I do appreciate that. And your mustache is also resplendent.
Hey, all right. You want to go to Applebee's later?
Hey, you betcha.
Yeah.
All right. So, what do you say we get into these questions?
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
So thank you all for leaving your 5-star reviews. It helps other people discover the podcast. If you're listening right now and you're liking what you hear, please go to Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star review, and you can leave your nightmare parenting story. You'll get a chance for us to read it aloud, or you can leave us a question. You know, maybe you need some advice. If you want to be discreet, you can email babystepsadvice@gmail.com. We're about to get into some of your stories and questions. Ariel, what's first?
Oh, that's tough. Okay, I've got 5 here, and I don't even know if we're going to get to that many. We got a lot of questions. We haven't gotten a lot of nightmare parenting stories.
Well, everyone's perfectly parenting. That's what I like to hear. Love to hear it.
Everyone's parenting perfectly. Guys, send us those stories. We know nobody's perfect. We certainly are not.
Yep. So I loved all the comments that were like, I'm 16 and I still love this podcast. It's true. This community is for everyone. Not just parents.
Yeah.
People that want to hear funny stories about
for sure.
Our kid.
Yeah. I mean, we got
other people's kids.
We got one from somebody who is Viet American, and she's the youngest of, you know, all of her family.
Oh, wow.
And she's like, you know, the last time I changed a diaper was probably 15 years ago, but I love this podcast because, you know, this is just, I feel like this is what life is going to be like in 5 years or something like that. You know?
Yeah, if you're a young person, you're not even thinking about kids yet, maybe this is a little teaser of what to look forward to if you want kids.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Okay, let's get started. Something that you and I were actually talking about the other day. This is from Lindsey in Maine.
Thanks,
and
Lindsey.
She says, "Good morning. I love the new podcast. I'm currently 34 weeks pregnant with my first child.
Oh.
And I'm also considered a geriatric pregnancy, as I'm 34 and will be 35 by the time he is born. That's very normal. I feel like these
Such a strange word for
they
it.
really should change the word for it. That's so odd. Okay, this is also my husband's first child. My question is for Ned.
Okay.
As the due date is fast approaching, my husband has expressed more thoughts and worries.
Oh.
He is really worried that he will be pushed aside or will become an afterthought once the baby comes.
Oh my gosh.
This is probably also compounded by the fact that when he talks to people, the first question they ask is how I'm feeling and how is the baby doing.
Mm-hmm.
There aren't a lot of resources for men and new dads that I can find. Ned, what things did you experience emotionally when Ariel was pregnant with Wes? How did you cope with anxiety about being a dad? Congrats on the new podcast and baby. Can't wait to tune in.
Wow. Thank you very much for that question. I think it's really tough for dads, and it's not something that a lot of people talk about. There's a lot of changes happening, especially if you're a first-time dad. And it's a real fear of worrying that you're going to be pushed aside, that all the attention is going to go towards the baby. And, it's not so much, but how's dad feeling?
Right?
Dads have feelings too.
You're dealing with this as well.
I think part of it is accepting the fact that this is going to be a big change for both of you, and that there will be times when you are not able to put each other first. You're going to have to put the baby first.
Right.
And it's not that dad's going to get pushed to the side, but almost in some ways, mom and dad get pushed to the side a little bit. But you can work on that. You can carve out time that's special, just the two of you time, whether it's an overnight to have your grandparents or a caretaker take care of the baby for a whole 24 hours. You can go escape and do a staycation or something. Or like having nap time to just make sure you're connecting with each other. Or making sure that after the baby goes down, you do something just the two of you.
Yeah. Have dinner together or something like that.
It's really important to maintain your relationship and sense of a couple.
Yeah. I mean, we certainly had a tough time in the early days of having Wes. And I think it's probably safe to say that you felt similarly.
Oh, yeah.
That you felt like you were going to be pushed aside, or that maybe you were pushed aside a little bit.
One of my big fears upon having like the baby and going through that process was that I wouldn't be loved as much. Seriously. It's like, well, all the attention's going to go towards this baby, and rightfully so. But
would you say that was true?
It was a little true. There wasn't like, 24/7, you're just like completely focused on each other, and you can do whatever you want. Like, that's not true anymore.
Right.
Which is fine, because there are other things that are now true, which are that we feel a sense of love as a family, and that the times that we have alone are that much more special because we've like made a particular effort and space to carve out that time.
Absolutely. I love that.
Yeah. So I think they're both definitely true. Like, part of it is you have to kind of accept that things are going to change, but then in some ways they'll also change for the better.
Things will change, and it will be hard, especially in those first few weeks when you're both working around the clock, and it becomes really difficult to focus on each other. And really give each other that attention that they need.
But like, here's some reassurance. The world is not ending. You are still going to have a relationship. You're still going to have a sense of self, right? It just takes a little bit more communication. And relationships are all about communication. But like, we still, Wes was born in the spring, and then like in the fall, I had a big like fantasy football draft that me and all my boys are going to travel to New York and all rent a giant dirty Airbnb together, print out some spreadsheets and insult each other while drinking lots of beer and talking about football players.
Yeah, you still got to do that.
I, of course, still got to do that. We just made
it work.
Made it work, made arrangements.
Yeah.
And so
it just takes a little bit more planning.
Yeah.
To have those moments of where you kind of feel like you don't have a kid.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. It's important to have your sense of self, your sense of relationship, and now you're going to have this whole new world, which is your family and your connection with your kid. Like if Eugene texts me at 11 p.m. saying, hey, you want to come to West Hollywood? We're going clubbing. I probably am not going to be able to do that. But if he says with 2 weeks notice, I'm having a big birthday party on the 17th.
Yep.
We're going to West Hollywood. You can get a babysitter.
That's
you
right.
can like connect the dots, get yourself ready.
Make it work. I love that.
Great question.
That's definitely a fear that I think many men have.
We should do a whole episode on our fears.
We should.
Yeah,
We'll
great.
do that. Okay. Question number 2. This one is also for Ned.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Hey, Ned and Ariel. First off, congratulations on baby Fulmer number 2. Second, Ned, are you following Ariel's pregnancy diet this time around?
Oh.
Ariel, keep him honest. Is he being supportive of your diet restrictions and not tempting you to eat, drink things that you're not supposed to?
I would say there's a period of time when I was trying to get a six-pack that we were both on no booze at all. That has gone out the window over the last couple of months. Definitely. Actually, Ariel, you're. I feel like you've gotten vicarious excitement through encouraging other people to drink alcohol.
I kind of have. Yeah, I definitely have been doing that where I'm like, is it time for cocktails? I think you guys need cocktails.
It was 11:45 a.m. over the holiday weekend.
You could like change that a little bit. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I said it's almost the afternoon. It's time to drink.
Yeah. And we had my sister and her husband over, and they were like, well, I mean, okay.
Sure. Yeah, if that's what you want.
That's what you want us to do, dear host. They had brought over a bottle of tequila, and Ariel was like, I think I'm going to try and finish this 4-gallon jug of water. You guys better finish that tequila.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe it's just my way of convincing somebody to make me a mocktail. Like if other people are having cocktails, maybe somebody will make me a mocktail, and then I can have...
good at making you the fancy mocktails.
Yeah, they've been pretty fun.
A little sprig of mint.
Mint from our garden.
A little muddled raspberries.
Ew, shoot.
Blackberries.
Wes has gotten really good at muddling things.
Yep. Which is really just smashing things.
It's just smashing berries in a cup. For anybody out there who has a toddler, smashing things is number 1 on the list.
And similarly, when I had was celebrating something, you ordered me sushi.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you're...
Because you don't get to eat it at home.
Yeah.
You have actually, but you've been pretty supportive about that, except for most of the time when I ask you what you want to have for dinner, you say sushi. And I say, you jerk, I can't have sushi.
Yeah.
What else do you want?
That's true. Yeah. I'm just being honest, but maybe I should keep that one to myself. But it's true. We haven't done like sushi evenings.
Yeah, we haven't really done sushi. There are a lot of pregnancy diet restrictions. The big ones, of course, are like raw things and booze.
I am still drinking coffee.
Yes, and I am drinking a little bit of coffee. I'll admit to that, just because this pregnancy has made me so tired.
Just because I've had a day.
And I have so much to do that I can't get through the day without just a little bit of coffee. I tried tea.
Yeah, they say a little bit's okay, right?
Yeah,
so
they say
all good.
Like a cup of coffee today is fine.
Basically all I have.
Yeah. I don't know about that. You have like 2 cups of coffee.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is a caffeinated matcha beverage.
Oh wow!
It's a green. Looks like green juice. Tastes like matcha.
See, those are the dangerous ones because you think you're drinking. You think you're drinking juice, but you're actually drinking. You're drinking like caffeinated beverages. Yeah, that's tough.
I would say I haven't really done the pregnancy diet with you this time. Have I not been supportive enough? Do you want me to do it more?
That's a great question. I mean, there's never enough support.
Okay.
No, it's been fine. It's been totally fine. Well, actually, the point that I was getting to is that, yes, there are a lot of restrictions in pregnancy, but they don't really feel that much like restrictions. I'm still, I think in general, we eat pretty healthy. And so it's really just the ones that we're used to doing, like alcohol and sushi that I feel kind of sad that I can't partake in.
Right. Those are pretty regular staples of our life.
Yes.
Here living in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Plentiful sushi.
Plentiful alcohol.
Yeah.
But, some of the other ones like deli meats and unpasteurized cheeses and stuff like that.
Not really our thing.
I don't really eat those things anyway.
So brie? You're not supposed to have brie?
No, most bries that you get at the grocery store are actually pasteurized.
Huh, okay.
Yeah, it's really just like if you took a trip to France or Wisconsin and you were eating your own.
Checking off all the bases.
No, Wisconsin's a place where they make cheese.
Right?
I
think cheese. I think France and Wisconsin.
I'm just,
I think actually those are the two primary cheese making locations in the world.
Yeah. I encourage our listeners to fight us on that.
Prove Ariel wrong. Sound off in the comments. Go off, Baby Steps Nation. Drag
France
her.
And Wisconsin.
Everyone from Wisconsin is like, no, she's right.
No, she's right. Cheese curds are awesome.
Swordfish.
Oh yeah,
not part of our diet.
All of the like mercury, high mercury fish, but those aren't good for anybody.
Right.
So shark. those aren't good fish for anybody to eat.
What about tuna fish?
Tuna fish is okay.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So if you think about it, the fish that are higher in mercury are the fish that eat the other fish, and
big boys.
Yeah, the big boys. Because they're getting the mercury content. That's just how I remember it.
Right.
Like some people have like little cheat sheets so that they're like reading menu and they're like, probably shouldn't have the mackerel, But the way that I think of it is the smaller fish are fine, but you don't want to eat the ones that eat the smaller fish,
right? Because
those are the ones that are getting the triple mercury.
Smaller fish get a little bit of mercury. Medium fish get that much mercury times 20. Yeah. And big fish get that times 20 times 20.
Exactly. Yeah. It's exponential. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But no, you have not been following my diet is the answer. Mm-hmm. But it hasn't been that bad.
What's your advice for someone that is unsure of what pregnancy, like it seems so complicated, like what are the rules?
I think in general, the rules are try to eat, if you were just trying to eat healthy, think about the nutrients that you are putting into your body and like try to make every meal or every snack that you have some sort of nutrients in it.
It must be so daunting to think of it in terms of like, I am literally fueling a human being's growing body.
It's daunting at the beginning, and then it gets less daunting and kind of like a challenge.
That's good.
It's like, I do love like my junk food and I love cereal and, but cereal has a good amount of nutrients in it and stuff. So yeah, you just have to think about it as, try to get as many fruits and vegetables as you can, but also don't put that much pressure on yourself. Like I craved Doritos in the first trimester and I probably had a bag of Doritos every day. Maybe not every day. Every other day. Okay, maybe every day. Maybe every day. But it was a little bag of Doritos. That has no nutritional content whatsoever, But then I would have... That's
kind of in the theme of like going easy on yourself. Like, right. It's okay.
Exactly.
Like, you're also eating lettuce and fruits and stuff.
Yeah. And then you'd have like a salad for dinner.
Doritos.
But yeah, I mean, just try to avoid the things that just stick in your head the things that you can't have. And go with that, but also understand why you can't have those things.
Right.
You know, you can't have unpasteurized juices, which is a really big thing in LA. That's something in my first pregnancy
Green
that
juices.
never occurred to me, that I couldn't go to like, you know, one of those juice stores and have an unpasteurized juice.
Because when you think healthy, you think that.
Exactly.
Often. Yeah.
That's like the pinnacle of healthy.
My kombucha and green juice.
Oh, and you can have kombucha.
Ah!
Yeah. Because it has like a little bit of alcohol in it. Isn't that, yeah. There are so many like random things. But also like everything in moderation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are some people out there who say you can have a glass of wine. Or there are some people out there who say it's fine to have kombucha, and you just have to decide what is right for your body. Talk to your doctor and see what they say. You know, the first go around, it was so difficult for me to let go of my white wine that I asked my doctor. I said, how bad is it really? Like, really? How bad is it? And she said, you know, the studies there. So there are no studies that have studied moms drinking alcohol with a baby because it has been found to be dangerous, you know?
Yeah.
And so
it doesn't really seem like the type of thing you'd want to do A/B testing
right,
on.
exactly. And so the only evidence out there is anecdotal. Is like, oh, well, my friend drank
observational,
and her baby was fine, you know? And so it's a choice that you have to make for yourself. And we made the choice to not drink, and not drink.
And we should say, lest we come off as encouraging it, the official recommendation
is don't drink.
No, to not drink. Yeah.
Yes.
Official recommendation from the American Pediatrics Association.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And from my doctor as well.
Yeah.
Was you probably shouldn't do it. Next question. Let's see here. Okay. So this one is actually less of a question and more of a clarification.
Oh, okay.
Which I was hoping that we would get something like this because in the first episode I talked about my short cervix.
Right.
And I called my cervix the part that holds the baby in.
Oh yeah, please.
If you recall.
Please, Dr. Person,
Dr. Person.
Tell us what's right.
Tell us what's actually a cervix. Okay, so this listener says that the cervix is actually more like a rubber band.
Oh.
It holds the baby in, connecting the uterus and the vagina. So the uterus is the part that the baby is that's the bag that the baby is in.
The plush hot tub.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the vagina is the canal that it comes out of.
I think we all know what
yes. And as you get later into pregnancy and the baby begins to get ready to come out, so the cervix, which is the part that holds the baby in, it's that connecting part. During pregnancy, it's nice and hard. Maybe not like hard, but like thick.
like a jacuzzi cover, where it's like it's thick.
But
it's like
plush.
a kind of a stiff styrofoam.
Yeah, like foamy.
Yeah, foamy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Perfect.
Okay, so as the baby gets ready to come out, it gets shorter and wider, like a scrunchie or a rubber band.
Oh.
Yeah. So eventually it'll get to 10 centimeters wide. And
10
that's
centimeters wide.
That's why they say that's called dilation.
Damn.
And so the cervix is like this when you're pregnant, and then it goes like this when you give birth. If you're not watching on YouTube, I just took my fist and spread it out into a big circle.
Yeah.
So the baby can come out.
Okay.
Does that clear things up a little bit?
So it's not dissolving, it's just sort of getting thinner and wider.
It's getting thinner and wider.
So a spigot was a really bad analogy.
Terrible.
Really
terrible. Yeah. And then she sent a
I was
picture.
thinking of the inside of spigots where they there's a little thing that slowly reveals more and more hole.
That's not even close. Okay. All right. So thank you for that. We need more of that.
Yeah. What? Can we give a shout out to?
They didn't say their name.
They
didn't say their name.
Anonymous.
Yeah. Dr. Anonymous.
Dr. Anonymous. Mm-hmm. Dr. Anonymous says.
Okay, so this one actually goes back to our question about, we were talking a little bit about gender reveal, mm-hmm. And how they are kind of becoming a little obscure, or unnecessary. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this one, Hannah asks, when it comes to buying children's clothing based on gender, what do you think? If your newest child had been a girl, would you have bought a lot of pink clothes with frills and skirts? What do you think? Oh, when do you think the child is old enough to choose what clothes they like themselves?
Ooh.
And what if Wes wanted to wear a skirt?
Go for it.
That's what I said too. Yeah. I said go for it. And I
feel like he's already, wasn't he like walking around in like some like high heels or something that you had?
For sure. Yeah. So
it's good to experiment with clothes.
This is definitely something that I thought about in the first pregnancy. Mm-hmm. And something that I think about a fair amount is this idea of gendered clothing.
Yeah.
And it kind of infuriates me.
You really tried to avoid any sort of gendered clothing.
Yeah, because clothing is so gendered. Mm-hmm. You walk into like a Carter's or like a Target or something like that, and there's the girls section and there's the boys section. And the boys section has onesies that say like, I like
John
trucks.
Cena.
Yeah, it's like boys will be boys, and trucks are cool and dinosaurs. And then you walk into the girls section and it's like princesses and like frilly things, and every single thing in the girls section, I swear to God, has frills on it. Mm-hmm. And I just want like the cute unisex baby clothes.
Yeah. Why can't it have mountains on it? I will say Wes does really like trucks.
He does. He does.
He fucks with trucks.
But I will not put him in a onesie that has a truck on it because I don't want to.
Beep, beep.
Well, I just feel like when you and this is 100%
honk if you're hungry.
This is 100% my my bias, my feelings, but I don't want to impose a certain stereotype on him.
Yeah.
I want him because he also loves his baby doll.
Frozen.
He loves Frozen.
Like Elsa and Anna are like his two favorite characters.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And like, when
if he wanted to dress up as Elsa for Halloween, it would be like, go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Go. You do you, baby. Yeah. I just think that kids that age, just give them as much freedom as possible to express themselves in whatever way they want. There's going to be so much of their lives that they are going to be put into a stereotypical box.
Yeah.
That let this time be a time of freedom and choosing to do whatever you want. Mm-hmm. Don't
like, when in your life are you going to be completely unaware of all of the societal expectations placed on you?
Exactly.
It's like age 0 to age 7. Just like let that time be just a time of freedom and exploration.
Yeah.
And wonder at the world.
Absolutely.
And as far as when it's time to pick clothes, I think as soon as they can point.
Absolutely. Yeah. I want that.
Yeah. That's also a good trick for parents out there to do the either or thing.
Oh,
where you
my
say,
goodness.
if they are like, I don't want to wear pants, you say, okay, well, do you want your red pants or your blue pants? And then picking something gives them a sense of control.
Exactly.
Last night, I was trying to put Wes down to bed. He did not want to wear pajama pants, and I get it. It's hot, the aforementioned heat wave, but it gets cold at night, so really, he should wear pajamas.
Pants. Yeah, because he also doesn't sleep under covers.
Yeah,
he sleeps on top
kicks him
of
off
his
immediately.
covers.
He's like, "Will you tuck me in?" And then I leave the room, and like 1 second later, it's like kick, 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 kick. I'm like, "Well,
fair enough.
All right,
that was fun. Mm-hmm. That was fun for everybody."
So last night he wore pajama tops from one set and pajama bottoms from another set.
Yeah, I still
he
can't
looked pretty
believe
fresh in the morning, right?
He looked pretty fresh. Yeah, I mean, that
was all him.
I still can't believe that we still have sets of pajamas like that he hasn't chosen to switch around his sets of pajamas already? Yeah, that's a really, really good question. And something that I feel pretty strongly about.
Yeah.
And actually, I mean, early with Wes, I made it my mission to find like clothing brands that made unisex clothing. There are a couple brands out there that I really, really like that make unisex clothing. You know, that make like the onesies with no frills and the that both boys and girls could wear. Because also,
that's true. I love his onesies, and you could imagine they would be they're totally like agendered.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I recommend them to friends that have girls, you know, because friends that have girls similarly are thinking to themselves, like, I don't want to put them in princess clothes. I don't, you know, I want them to be able to choose what they want to wear. And
you'll get more hand-me-downs.
That's the thing.
Regardless of whether you have a second boy or not.
Oh my goodness. If you are planning on having a second child, get the non-gendered clothing. It will save you thousands of dollars because you can have a girl or boy wear them. Oh my goodness. And that's, I mean, yes, that definitely went into the thinking there as well.
Are you sad that you aren't going to get to be able to buy as many boy clothes though? Or, you know, just like
more clothes.
I feel like
yes.
you're still gonna buy like new clothes just because it's so fun to do baby shopping.
I will still buy new clothes for the new baby. You know, he doesn't deserve to have only hand-me-downs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And also Wes was pretty hard on a lot of his clothes, so had to get rid of some of them.
Yeah. He likes trucks, likes dirt.
He does. He likes the outside.
He does like the outside, yeah.
But he's
outdoors.
also
He's a gardener.
He's also like a very gentle child,
yes.
and we got him when we found out that we were pregnant. We got him like a little baby doll, and he likes to like stroke the baby doll and put it down.
Yeah,
give it a bottle.
He's already pretending to be a big brother.
Yeah,
you know, and caring for a little baby doll.
But like in general, those are things that would be stereotypical of like a girl.
Sure.
And so, you know, I feel like
playing with dolls, yeah. I'm sure watching a lot of Frozen. Well, there you have it. Week 25, answering your questions and accepting your clarifications.
That was really fun. I think we should do more of those.
Maybe we'll do it a little bit each episode.
Let us know how you guys like that. Because that was really fun for us, just answering other people's questions.
So again, go to Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star review, and then add your question there. We'll also take nightmare parenting stories, or really just funny baby stories.
Yeah.
We'd love to share those.
Let's share those, you know, those oops, I can't believe I did that stories.
Yeah, because we're all getting through this together, just one step at a time.
And next week, for those of you watching on YouTube, Ned will shave his mustache.
Oh, really?
So if it is weirding you out, it will be gone. At least I hope it will be.
Well, you know, they say the most sizzling thing about a sizzler is a steak, but I've never gone to one.
Is that right?
That's right. Okay. All right. Well, you know, the kids are going to have to be picked up from soccer practice soon. Luckily, I'm available.
You would make a really good Midwestern dad.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I am a dad, and I did live in the Midwest for a while. So
that's true.
Am I a Midwestern dad living in LA?
That's an identity that you have to decide on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But I think today you can be a Midwestern dad.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's about 5:15 in the morning. I'd like to get an early start on things. Should we pack up the Suburban and head out? Drive to Idlewild? Okay, well, thank you all for listening. This has been another episode of Baby...
I love this. Keep going. No. You can do this.
Another couple
you can do
bits
this. Don't break.
for the outro.
Don't break.
I won't.
You know who I like is that Drew Carey. He's a funny guy.
What's your favorite show?
The Golf Channel.
The Golf Channel. I love this.
You know, I was doing some spraying in the backyard, Oh, just for fun.
Were you watering the lawn?
Oh, no. I was just spraying bug spray in the air. Well, it's been another perfect episode of Baby Steps. Thank you all for listening. I'll see you next Sunday.